Howdy folks, I'm the Roleplay Gamer and I like to party. Welcome to Grim Dawn. It's an early access action RPG, and I can confirm it is both grim and very dawny. Let's have a quick look at it. Oh, I'm having fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this game. It's the simplest way for me to describe it would be it is old school. In a good way, right? It evokes memories of ARPGs of old. It's like, it's simple, but like, how do I say? It's complex, but not complicated, you know? It's simple to understand and to get through. It's simple to play. But there are perhaps more options, particularly in how you build your character. More options than there might have been with the old action RPGs. Now, disclaimer: I haven't played Diablo or Diablo 2, which I know some of you might be thinking, blasphemous! How can you talk about ARPGs if you haven't played Diablo 2? I don't know why I did that voice, but hey, I know you might be saying that, and I'm sorry. All right. The first action RPG I played was Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2, and man, did I have fun with that. And then, you know, this brings back memories of that, of me as a young teen, sitting in the living room with my PlayStation 2, rocking some Dark Alliance 2. Those were the days, man. And you know, of course, the control scheme is different. This is mouse and keyboard as opposed to, you know, a controller setup. But it's, other than that, it's gives me the, you know, it's the same sort of feeling. This is more complex though, because of course, you know, you've got more options in how you build your character, which I'll show you in a second once we clear out some enemies and have some space here. Okay, wow, there we go. All right. So, like me, when you first look at this skill tree, you may be thinking, that's kind of small. That's a little disappointing, you know, especially if you're used to something like Path of Exile. And Path of Exile is, you know, aside from Dark Alliance 2, is the action RPG I've put the most time into. So I will probably compare it to this on more than one occasion. So yeah, especially if you're used to something like Path of Exile, you might see this and be like, But do not be fooled. There is more here than appears, right? Firstly, alright, there's a lot to explain. How do I... Okay, see this skill here? Bloody Pox. You can't just dive away into that skill. You've got to get to this area first. Now, in other games, you might have to put points into skills that you don't necessarily want, or you won't use in order to get to the skills you want. In this game, no. If you want to go straight to, alright, let's just be ridiculous. You might never want to do this, but let's just say Bonds of Bismail. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. If you want to go there directly, then you invest 32 points into this bar down here, and then you can go directly there, and that is the first skill that you select, right? Now, I strongly suspect that would be stupid to do that, you know, with a skill that's so far out here. But, yeah, why not? You know, if I didn't want Dreeg's Evil Eye, or if I didn't want Curse of Frailty, or if I didn't want Summon Familiar, I just wanted to go straight to Bloody Pox, I could invest 5 points into the, you know, the occultist skill, for lack of a better term. I mean, what do you call it? Additional points in occultist. Yeah, okay. The occultist skill. Yeah. 5 points into there, and then, you know, I'm right at Bloody Pox. So it gives you that option. It's not linear, which is great. I love that. Secondly, you know, let's have a look at Summon Familiar here. Because that's what I'm investing in, so I know a little bit about it. It looks linear. You might think, you know, it's just, you put points in here, then you put points in there, then you put points in there, then you put points in there. No, it's not like that at all. You can customize it. So, for example, if you want to just straight up increase the survivability and the base damage, as I understand it, of your familiar, you just pump points into Summon Familiar. Really simple. Then you've got this passive skill here that gives it the ability to heal you and allies. So if you want just a healer flying around, then you can put your familiar on defensive so it doesn't run into the fray and doesn't take damage. And you can pump all these points into mend flesh, and it just becomes this passive heal, you know, hanging around, which is really cool. So suddenly it's gone from a standard like attack minion to a straight up healing spell. Then you've also got a buff, and as I understand it, you do not need to invest points linearly here, right? So as long as you've got 1 point in Summon Familiar, you can then jump straight to Storm Spirit over here and completely skip the healing ability and just make it a little flying buff to your, what is it? Increases elemental damage, elemental resistance, and chance of lightning retaliation, right? That's cool, man. That's so many goddamn combinations. So you can have a straight up familiar just attacking things, and and there's also a huge damage buff over here. So you can have just a straight up attack minion. You can have a healer. You can have a buffer, or you can have any combination of the three, right? That's awesome, man. Because then all you have to do is, if you want to go straight to Storm Spirit and skip Mend Flesh, you just add points up to 15 here and you're in, right? Because that's what you have to do anyway. So you end up saving points, really, because even if you max out this, you've still got to put points in the occultist line in order to get there. And you may think, well, that's kind of shit, because that just seems like a skill point sink. That's what I thought too at first. But it does actually increase your base stats, which is a physique, cunning, spirit, and then of course you got health and energy. So it's not like it's pointless. It's giving you things that you need to do more damage, to be more survivable, to wear higher level gear. Then you can also you also get the ability to increase these stats independently as you go. It's pretty cool, man. There are a lot of options here. I'm wary of just like going ham on the skill tree here, but this is probably what gets me excited more than anything. We'll talk a little bit more about the gameplay at the end of the video. So this is my second build. My first build of this character, of the occultist, was more of a straight up caster. But it wasn't really working for me. I think I spread myself a little bit too thin. I didn't really know what a lot of the skills did. I was trying them out. And then I came across this one, Bloody Pox. And I was like, holy shit, I want to make this the focus of my build. So I respect, which didn't take much. Just a heads up, this bar here, you cannot respect that. You can respect all of this though. It just requires money. And not that much. I expected it would be a lot more. So it's fairly easy to respect. And so I put a whole bunch of points in here, right? And now my playstyle is completely different. Like, I could go on another 5 minutes about what Bloody Pox does and how cool it is now. But all you need to know is now my playstyle is completely different. And it's just with this one character. And at a glance here, there are a hell of a lot more ways to build. There are skills I haven't even touched on yet. So despite the fact that it looks like a small skill tree, do not be fooled. It may be small, but it is not linear. There are a hell of a lot of options here, which I appreciate. You can also dual class, right? So at the moment there are 5 classes, or masteries as they're calling them in the game. And just like Guild Wars 1, any class can be mixed with any other class. And then you can just go nuts playing around with the synergies and whatnot. It's pretty cool. And there's a 6th class on the way. How do I get in? Oh, hang on, down the corridor here. Duh. There's a 6th class on the way, the Shaman, which I'm very excited about. Which means Shaman means more minions, and I'm all about them minions. So yeah, it feels very old school. Let's not deal with this now. I'll handle that quest later if that is a quest. Let's find more things to hack at. Okay, so yeah, It feels very old school, which might take some getting used to, but if you can get over that, it ends up being super fun. It's kind of a steampunky, but with a hell of a lot more magic kind of world. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not gonna try and butcher a whole bunch of different different ARPGs to try and explain what this is. This is Grim Dawn. It feels old school, and it's fun building a whole bunch of different characters, different builds, and they're easy to make. You know, I don't want to shit on Path of Exile, because I really do enjoy Path of Exile. Oh, you can also create your own town portal, or not just a town portal, to any other waypoint on the map. You can make that absolutely anywhere, and it doesn't cost you anything. So it's pretty cool. I suppose we'll go back to town. So yeah, what was I saying? Lose a plot, man. I lose a plot. I'm just too excited. Here we go. We can turn in some quests. Okay. What did we get? We got some scrap. Alright, cool. There are also elements of rebuilding the world. Like, there are parts where you need resources in order to rebuild bridges to get to other areas, you know. It's pretty cool. It's all one pre-made map. There's no procedural generation here. It's all one enormous map. No load screen between areas, right? This is where we were before. All one map. Seamless. It's beautiful. Yeah, Path of Exile. So yeah, sometimes Path of Exile can be daunting. Because of the skill system, and also because you're required to find the skills in the form of items, right? So I really appreciate this system. It's simple. You can easily create your own build. There's less a matter of, oh, what's going to be a powerful build? Because I've just stumbled on this build right here, and I'm killing it. Killing it, man. So yeah, I feel like as long as you don't spread yourself too thin. And I also did something stupid before, like, you know how I did the explanation of, like, if you want this skill, then you pump points up here. I did this thing on another character where, like, I wanted, like, a skill here. So I just pumped 10 points up to there and took that, maxed it out, and it's like, that's all I wanted from that class. Now I'm going to wait for my second class, wait to level up to level 10 to get my second class, and then put all points in that. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done it the other way around, right? I should have had the main class first and done my sort of support class second. But, you know, I'm still learning, so, you know, as long as you don't do something stupid, I don't think you got to gimp yourself too bad. And, of course, you can always respec. So, I definitely appreciate that. Anyway, I'm not going to go on any further. I will be making more of these videos. My goal for these videos will be to hopefully tell you as much about the game as I can. Because I know when I was trying to figure out what Grim Dawn was all about, information was really difficult to come by. And, I mean, it's always the case, especially with early access. And just reviews in general, I was like, alright, people are like saying this, and this about the game. That's cool. But I specifically want to know this. And no one's telling me that, right? So post your questions in the comments, and I will try and answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you for watching, guys. Taste the game! Like, subscribe, and comment if you are so inclined. And check out my music at ricardoastarte.com. Link in the description. Stay tuned for more Grim Dawn in the very near future. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Be excellent to each other, guys, and I'll see you next time. Roleplay Gamer, out.